he's been an asset to their defence. I see he's lined up on Sean O'Leary.
Start of the first term, Matchday Live this afternoon on 94.7 The Pulse. Thompson and East Geelong. It's going to be Dean Oakley against Shane Lovell in the first ruck. Oakley and Lovell. Lovell gets it down, goes towards half forward. Steele couldn't take it with him over the top. And it's going to be a free kick to Thompson, and it'll be Andrew Atchison who gets it away to Dan O'Connor. Handball to standing start, Jason Stein. He gives it back to O'Connor. Running off half back and getting away now is Yates. He goes long towards half forward. And is it too wide? It is. It's out of bounds. They're going to be careful on the outer side. Centre wing this afternoon with the breeze. And David Peters playing game 250 with the free kick at half back. So, Dave Peters now looking for a lead. He goes long towards centre half forward. Aitchison goes up and keeps his eye on the ball and takes the mark. And 50 for the ball being knocked out of his hand as he was going back to have his kick. And it might have been Jones, I think, with the 50 against him. So he will come down towards half forward. Be careful, you might get another 50.
Tell you what, it's a decent 50.
It is a very good 50. So Aitchison at half forward now. And pretty congested between he and the goals. He goes towards Anderson's over his head. Now he goes towards the goal square. East Geelong with the numbers. Steele, wobbly looking kick towards Stevenson. And he just gets a hand to it. And it's over the boundary line for a throw in. Inside, Thompson's attacking 50. Western end of the ground. So Lovell will do the ruck work for East Geelong against, looks like Warry over the back, who can take it down. In fact, he double-fisted it towards Anderson, who's wrapped up by Stenhouse, loses the footy. Still at the front, Warry off a step, and I think he's just missed. He has, and through for the first score of the afternoon. It is a behind to Thompson, and they have taken 2 minutes to put that behind on the board.
So East Geelong with Stenhouse doing the kicking in duties, probably that would suffice most of the day. I think regular defender goes short and has found his teammate out there in McLeod. He decides to go long. It's now well outside 50 and mark not taken out there for East Geelong. Bit congested there outside the 50 metre arc. Intervong came clear with the footy but can't get a handball away. The umpire said he was interfered with. Now, well, they've decided to allow the advantage. Went to David Peters, and really it was no advantage because he kicked it over the boundary line, not on the full, but East Geelong, of course, lose possession because of that. It's now between wing and half forward for East Geelong on the Godfrey Street side of the ground here, with the only score on the board a behind to Thomson as the boundary umpire puts it in. Well, the wind certainly took that away from the ruckman, picked up there by Jones. Well, the advantage paid, but again, not an advantage now, the umpire, and that's good umpiring, because Timmy Gardner had obtained possession of the footy.
It's a bit scrappy, isn't it, just at the moment?
Well, I think the wind's got a bit to do with it, Laurie. The ball's on the ground a bit, but...
got a lot to do with it.
Jones, he's gone wide to Peters, and Peters very wide on the flank, half-forward flank, looking for options up forward. He's taking a lot of time. Now he decides to take the man on the mark on and gets around him in inimitable Peters fashion. Player thrown out of the front of the pack there. Stein, terrific tackle, but not paid the benefit of the tackle. The player made no attempt to get rid of the footy, and that was Miles of East Geelong with the ball deep in the forward area now for East. From the ball up, Sean O'Leary can't handle it. Now it stacks on the mill, and well, his players going up, going down, but the ball's ended up going nowhere. So umpire Haskins, field umpires today, Haskins and Parsons. So umpire Haskins now, 20 metres from the East Geelong goal, puts the ball in the air. Great smother there from Thompson. Ball kicked away by Menzies. Overrun on half forward. Coming in there was McLeod again. Handball clear. East Geelong was through Miles. Handball over the top to Norquay. He kicks it back into the corridor, and that's good play from East. But it's fallen off the pack to Christian Highland. Gets a handball clear. Good tackling from East. And as Laurie said, it's very, very tight and tough and pretty congested, Laurie.
Yeah, well, they're both putting a lot of tackles on Eric. In the first quarter, we probably had a fair share of tackles out there, and that's a good indication as well that these sides are pretty even.
Ball up, centre half forward. Oakley got it down, only as far as Miles. And it might be a secondary bounce there at centre half forward. It will be, just as Jason Stein tried to break away. But the umpire will come in and ball it up. One behind Thompson. East Geelong yet to score. So it'll be Lovell up against Oakley. Gets it down. Camerado, handball to Intervong. Handballs it backwards to standing start Michael O'Leary. Now comes back to Norkie. Now Nick Maharis 1 against 3. Michael O'Leary with it. Handball out the back to Stevenson on centre wing. Goes with a chip pass towards half forward. It's okay. Miles had to sit and wait for it though. Camerado through the middle. Oh, Borks dodges, does well. Right foot kick terrible off the boot. And no mark taken either by Breed. And it is through for a rush behind to East Geelong. So scores now at level, 1 behind a piece, and we've been playing 5.5 minutes in the first term.
Almost vintage Camerado Laurie, just couldn't finish with a kick.
He just needed a good kick there, didn't he? He did everything right, got around, got himself balanced and just wobbled the ball onto the boot and didn't quite make good contact.
So Roberts it is doing the kicking in for Thomson, goes wide. It's on the half-back flank and once again stacks on the mill. And the ball will be put in the air by the umpire between wing and half forward on the Godfrey Street side. Looks like the ball's going to spend a fair bit of time over there. We might test the eyes out before the day is out. So the ball thrown up, players overrunning it, thrown out by East Geelong. Comes clear, Stein picks it up for Thomson. Handball wide, handball comes back inboard to Forbes, he's overrun it, East Geelong are in here, the handball comes to Miles. If he gets past his opponent, he'll have a shot on goal, but he does one better. He's infringed with the footy, tackle too high, said the umpire, so Miles now 30 metres out from the eastern goal here at Godfrey Street. Will line up for goal with Jason Stein on the mark. Miles now moves in. Puts the ball, it's a terrible kick off the boot, but he's struggled it through the goals. So it is the first goal of the game to Duncan Miles. It is to East Geelong. They go to 1-1-7. They lead Thomson 1 behind. Victory Trophy first quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes gone.
Yeah, it was a real floater, wasn't it? It just didn't make very good contact, but the results, it's like your golf, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not, you don't have to write an essay how it got there.
So back to the middle. Oakley up against Lovell. Pye Parsons with the football. Throws it in the air. Oakley goes up early, gets it down towards Stone. Couldn't take it with him. O'Leary, Michael in the middle, gets away. Goes on the left boot, long towards Breed on a long lead. O'Leary, brother Sean gets there and takes the mark backing back inside 50.
This is not beyond him.
45 metres out. Tough kick into the breeze.
He read it pretty well, Laurie, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I think a bit like the Nankervis brothers. I think he once Mick got it in.
He goes now, gives it everything he's got, and has put it through for his first. Great kick, Sean O'Leary from 45 metres out, and he puts his first on the board, and the second for East Geelong. They go to 2-1-13, and they lead Thomson to 1 behind. That's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 8 minutes played.
That is Roberts wearing number 10 at fullback, is it not?
I think it's Yates, actually.
Is it Yates, perhaps?
I think it is Yates, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think Roberts is probably wearing
He's
20.
Still on.
Right. Yeah. Roberts is 20.
So
Blood rule.
Dean Oakley is being sent from the ground. I don't know. The umpire was right there, and
It's Yates coming in the ruck, is it?
there's a rapid change now because obviously they're starting to struggle for talls in the middle now. Thomson as Yates immediately runs from fullback to the middle.
Roberts is on.
And Roberts now has solved that mystery anyway.
I think that's a set play, isn't it?
It certainly looked a bit that way, didn't it?
Well, he normally plays full-back, Roberts, doesn't he? He's a good back player.
So the ball back in the middle at almost 9 minutes into the first quarter now. Yates does neither ruckman get a touch on the footy there, comes to ground. Thomson basically yet to go past half forward, but here's a chance with O'Connor picks it up round the body. The ball's going to land just inside the field of play on half forward flank and float over the boundary line. So Thomson now got the ball to half forward, and the boundary umpire on the Godfrey Street side of the ground about to put the ball back into play. Big pack of players out there. Lovell run down to do the ruck work. Worry, although Timmy Gardner comes over the top, tries to take it clear, can't do so. Comes to ground. Here's East with handball to Stevenson. He's absolutely run down by the forwards there and young Hood. It was David and Goliath as Stevenson now gets the free kick, goes long, high, out to centre wing. Mark almost taken by Jones for East Geelong, but off hands, it's over the boundary line once again. So, Laurie, the wind certainly having a say in where the game's going to be played.
Well, every time it goes forward for the Thomson side, Eric, it finishes up in that pocket over there, and there's a lot of players haven't got in the game yet. I haven't seen Shane Stone touch the footy yet, and quite a few others.
Well, the tap down came to Christian Highland from Yates. There's maybe could have been a free kick there to Anderson at full forward, but away go East Geelong. The kick is high. Marched underneath it, or perched underneath it, was Nick Maharis and takes the mark. I don't know whether it went 15 metres, it went 30 up and 30 down, but Nick Maharis just outside 50 would take a very, very good kick from there, although the wind is more across him than into his face. But, well, he's certainly going to have a shot. No, he moves in. He's started at left of the goal. Magnificent kick. We're right behind. It's gone right through the middle, and well, I have memories now of Peter Walker saying this fella could. No, it was Troy that couldn't kick a couple of years ago. But Nick Maharis has kicked a magnificent goal for Thomson. They go to 1-1-7. They trail East Geelong 2-1-13. Victory Trophies first quarter scoreboard, 11 minutes gone.
Well, that was a beautiful kick for goal, wasn't it? We had a beautiful view of that, and he made no mistake about that. And I just watched Nick there before, Eric. I see the trainer go to him in a tackle there before. I think he might have wedged a bit of a hand, and he might have done a finger, but he seems to be all right now.
Oakley back on the ground. Roberts back off the ground, and Yates to full back. So they've made a switch back after Oakley came off with the blood rule. He'll do the ruck work against Lovell, and he gets it down. Intervong to come through the middle. Maharis met him. Stone through the middle as well. Handball back to Aitchison on half back. Outside of the right boot, kick towards Gardner. Stevenson comes at him. Gardner took the mark and ran away at centre wing. Goes towards half forward. The lead on from Anderson. Has to sit and wait. Doesn't sit for him nicely. Steenhouse is there as well. Comes back. Oh, they all sit and wait for the footy. It stays in the middle of the pack there. Close to the boundary line now. The umpire may come in. Well, it's out of bounds, or it will be a ball up. Pretty close to the boundary line. In fact, he's paid a free kick to Thomson.
Might have been over the shoulder.
Anderson?
Yep. Yeah, Anderson was at the bottom of the pack. He might have got one high.
So Peter Anderson on the boundary line.
Another step and he would have taken the mark on his chest, so he deserved to get one eye.
Anderson gives himself a bit of room, comes in with the right boot and has kicked the goal. So Peter Anderson has been in the Laurie de Goldie School of kicking by the looks of it, because we saw him a couple of weeks ago and he was off target, but he's on target this afternoon with his first goal. And the second for Thomson, and they tie things up 2-1-13 apiece. And that's on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 12.5 minutes played.
Well, some good signs for Thomson just at the moment, Eric.
Well, there seemed to have been a bit of emotion with East Laurie for 10 minutes, but all of a sudden Thomson have settled.
Yeah, they've settled down now. They just seem to be get some more of a direct pattern in their play now, and then all of a sudden you say the good players are not touching the ball. They did. Stone touch it back there in the middle and got out to Maharis and got it then on to Anderson, and Oakley's touching the ball in the centre a fair bit, as he's just done again.
Well, he's got the tap down again to Highland, who breaks the tackle, runs forward, kicks it straight towards full forward. Free kick in the back there, not seen by the umpire to Anderson. It's come to ground to Warry. He's hooked it around the corner, and I think he might have kicked his second behind. The goal umpire went well across. So the subtotal of the behinds for Thomson have been kicked by Marty Warry. They go to 2-2-14. They lead East Geelong now 2-1-13 on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 13 minutes gone.
So Stenhouse for a fullback. Goes short to the back pocket, and it's okay. Finds McLeod. He goes with the right foot kick towards half back, looking for Lovell. Past him though, Oakley and Peters. Oakley keeps his feet. Peters just toe tapped it far enough away to go over the boundary line for a throw in on centre wing.
Today, Laurie, it's one of those days it's really important that players do hold their feet.
Oh, it certainly is, Eric, and it's a bit blustery out there. That was a fairly long kick there into that pocket. You would think they were going with the wind.
Throw in now on centre wing. Comes to the side of the pack, foot race, Intervong to give a Shepherd, and Michael O'Leary gets it away, only as far though as Nick Maharis, who plays on quickly from half back and gives it away to Forbes. Runs through half back, goes long towards Warrior, who stands there, second effort, great mark, just inside the centre square, and he takes the grab. Now he goes with the right foot kick towards the lead of Anderson again, over the back, can't take the mark. Stenhouse, his direct opponent, he falls over at the crucial stage as well, has to leave the footy behind. Pack develops around him, umpire says holding the ball, and it will be a free kick to Thomson.
Ball didn't appear to be under him, did it?
And Tim Gardner has come up with the free. So Tim Gardner, not far away from where Peter Anderson was 2 minutes ago. the other end of the ground. Paul Camerado and Andrew Atchison are exchanging phone numbers for later on by the looks of it at centre half forward. Not happy with each other. Gardner, western end of the ground, comes in. I think he might have been seeing where Peter Anderson had kicked it from, because he has put it straight through the middle as well for his first goal.
Kick.
And the third for Thomson. They go to 3-2-20. They lead East Geelong 2-1-13. That is on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 15 minutes played.
There's quite a bit going on off the footy. Couple of fairly strong body on body down there. As the Thomson fella landed flat in his back. So the ball back in the middle, and all of a sudden I think the social club element, Laurie's coming in, because Thomson are playing a lot better now, and there's plenty of noise coming from that social club.
Yes, they've got the ball in the right spots now, Eric.
So in the middle, Lovell gets a tap down on that occasion, only as far as Highland. Handball to O'Connor. He goes long to half forward. In front, Troy Maharis. Oh, he's been infringed, said the field umpire. Steele it was, over the shoulder. So Troy Maharis now is inside 50 and gets a set shot at goal. The umpire was very quick to blow the whistle. He wasn't too far away from the incident. Had a good view. And Troy Maharis now.
Now, if I was Troy, I'd take it 3 feet this way and tee it up there and kick it from there, because they're not missing from there.
So I tell you what, I think
got
he might have brought it back. The goal umpire was right underneath it. He went for the left-hand post and it just drifted in enough. So Troy Maharis now has kicked his first and has kicked Thomson's fourth. 4-2-26. They lead East Geelong 2-1-13 after a great start on the Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 16.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, it makes a difference when you get those centre clearances, doesn't it? And Dean Oakley's getting his hand on the ball and he's pushing it out to the Highlands and the Gardeners, and you get quality players using the footy correctly. It makes it a lot easier for the forwards, and that was probably a little bit of soft, that free kick, but I do believe it was there.
Number 3, is that Baxter? Looks like a few different numbers, certainly, for Thomson.
Back in the middle, Lovell tried to get it down. O'Connor, in the end, got it away to Stone. Off a quick step, gets it towards half forward. Brent Hood leads in the race of the footy, but the wind might take it away from him. And also his direct opponent there, inbound, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Half forward flank, Thomson into attack on the outer side. They lead 4-2-2-1. Been playing 17 minutes first term. So a boundary throw-in. Lovell and Oakley have worked their way down to do the ruck work. Oakley in front, gets it down, needs some support. East with the numbers, they can't break free though. O'Connor's in there also fighting half for Thomson. Kick, fresh air shot in the end. Oakley puts on a tackle, and it will be a boundary throw, and he'll come back and do the ruck work. So it'll be a boundary throw in. In fact, just about 10 metres away from the last one a couple of minutes ago, and he throws it in now, the boundary umpire. Oakley in front again. So reading the play well, it fell short, and he got it away quickly. Short little kick towards centre half. Warry off a step, usually pretty good in this situation, and once again he is. He showed that a couple of weeks ago. Off a step, he turned around and put it through for his first goal, and the fifth for Thomson. They go to 5-2-32, and they lead East Geelong 2-1-13. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. They're playing 18 minutes.
If umpire had seen that, I'll tell you what.
Well, he's not far away from it.
There'd be an East Geelong player who shouldn't be there. In fact, the umpire's got...
Told him to behave himself.
He's done a lot of pointing, I tell you what. Didn't need that at all. And the funny part, the fella he ran through played formerly with East Geelong, Dan O'Connor.
Well, I just got to take my mind back to that passage of play where it started from. It was a good little give from Dean Oakley. Did you notice that?
Yeah, magnificent.
Just a nice little handball in the pack situation, set up that goal. It's great football from a young
in the middle, neither ruckman get a touch. Secondary effort from Oakley, punches it a long way forward. Warry, lovely little tap to Gardner. Over to Nick Maharis, who's running past on the left foot, goes long towards the goal square. Gee, it was a very good kick off the left foot. Gone through for behind, a lot of distance on that occasion. So Thomson go to 5-3-33, lead East Geelong 2-1-13. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 19 minutes gone. And obviously, Laurie, a bit of feeling out there.
Well, there is, Eric, and what makes it worse is when the opposition's getting a score on the board. It doesn't help the situation. They've just got to concentrate on playing football and forget about that rubbish.
Stenhouse, a bit indecisive from full-back. Terrible kick off the boot, but it's okay. Norkie's taken it at half-back, just on defensive 50. Goes to the left boot towards centre wing. Holds up in the breeze a bit. Barnett called out by his teammate. Now he gets it over the shoulder. Play on advantage. Gets it away to Michael O'Leary. Tried to bounce a footy. Came back to him. he needs some support. Left foot goes close to the boundary line, screws it back towards Camerado. Can't take the mark off hands. Camerado's second effort was okay. Got it away to Sean O'Leary. On 50, needs some support. Surrounded by Thomson players. Great kick to Chris
vision.
Barnett at centre half forward, and he's taken the mark. Didn't panic.
Great vision there,
Sean
wasn't it?
O'Leary. And got it to Chris Barnett, who'll line up from 45 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, I'm not going to preempt anything, but that's what I like about Sean O'Leary. He's a half-forward flanker. I'm not a selector, but...
Barnett comes in, runs very close to the man on the mark. The wind has taken that away to the left-hand side, close to the boundary line. Out of bounds on the full.
That was a slice.
And it will be a free kick to Thomson in the last line of defence, and I suspect that the wind is probably going to the left, to the western end, to the kicking end of Thomson in this first term, as we see, is that Dieselak?
I think it is.
Certainly looks a bit
Coming
like
off in the hands of the trainers across the middle of the ground, as Yates has got it in the last line of defence for Thomson. He runs very close to the man on the mark too as he gets it away, but Aitchison, the rubber man, sticks his hands up, takes the mark at half-back, plays on quickly, gets it away to coach Shane Stone, has to get around Peters, gets his kick away towards the middle of the ground. Gardner just taps it on towards Worry, but it's going to be chopped off. Oh, danger though for the east back line. They've missed the ball. Now a little toe poke goes towards the back pocket, and Anderson and Stenhouse in the end leave it, see it over the boundary line for a throw-in the right forward pocket for the Tommy Tigers. They lead 5-2-32, 2-1-13 East Geelong.
Simon Dieselak off, Nathan Murray on.
So a boundary throw-in, deep into Thompson's attacking zone. Lovell up against Worry. Worry works his way to the front and gets it down through the hands of Norkie. Goes towards Troy Maharis, gets it away to O'Connor. Needs some support backwards, gives it a Stone off a standing start from 45 metres out. Gives it everything he's got and has kicked the goal. So the coach is in on the act. He has put through his first and the sixth for Thomson. They go to 6-3-39. They lead East Geelong 2-1-13. Danger signs for the Eagles. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 22 minutes played.
Laurie, the good part about that is obviously there's a team pattern of play and the coach was involved. He was in the perfect position, called the handball backwards 15 metres, had an easy run at kick at the goal.
Well, it was good football, Eric. When Dan O'Connor had it, I just about was thinking to myself, you go with your first option. He couldn't get around. He went back, and obviously it's something they've done at training, and went back probably 15 metres and found the coach.
So the ball tapped down by Oakley, and the umpire absolutely Johnny on the spot there. Shane Stone tackled high, didn't have the football, and has got the free kick. Has Aitchison on his own on centre wing, kicks it wide. Now Aitchison goes, kicks long, terrible kick off the boot, but Worry almost a magnificent finger tipper.
He paid it.
And well,
he's hurt himself too.
I think he might need to take a ticket in tats because if I was a batsman, Jace, I wouldn't be walking with that.
He marked in front of the social club. That was the difference.
Oh, is that the difference? I see. So Marty Worry, one goal already to his name. Nathan Murray, the man on the mark, is just inside 50.
Take a good kick from there.
Take a very good kick, but we've seen this fella can kick the football, Laurie.
Yes.
So Worry now has gone back right in front of the social club here at Godfrey Street. Prepares to have a shot on goal. Moves in, we're almost behind the line of the footy. As he moves in, well, he's put it high. I think he's probably, I think he might have got that, I reckon. He likes it. The goal umpire also likes it. So Worry has kicked his second, a magnificent kick from him, and it is the 7th for Thomson. 7-3-45. They're starting to run away from East Geelong, 2-1-13. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 23.5 minutes. And the last 13 minutes, Laurie, very productive for Thomson.
Oh, look, Eric, their team play's been very, very good. Even with that kick off H's boot there, it was a wobbly kick, but it was in the right spot. It wasn't around the boundary line. It was into that corridor position, and probably, I was going to say a charity mark, but probably a little bit ticky touch would, but end result a goal.
Oakley gets it down, but his midfielders can't take it with them, and it will be a secondary bounce in the middle, so they'll do it all again. Lovell up against Oakley. Oakley gets it down again to Highland. Now O'Connor, there's Highland again, short little handball, floats past Murray. Nick Maharis is burning in the first quarter, gives it away to Gardner on the left. You don't see that too often. Timmy on the left, goes towards half forward. Now Anderson needs some support, falls over, Steenhouse through the middle, kicks it off the ground, back to the middle. Foot race, getting across there is McLeod. He might bear down with Peters, who gets there as well, tries to break away. Then he tried to kick it indiscriminately, and should be a free kick And, well, be careful, Mr. McLeod, because you might turn it over.
Well, I don't think he liked getting a kick in the leg, actually.
No, so, but the umpire was right there. So McLeod, in between wing and half forward, chips the ball over the top. Highland is met heavily, but still takes the mark. Bound was bearing down on him at half forward, but he stood his ground, took the mark.
Showed a bit of courage.
Never been one to back down. Christian Highland chips the ball over the top towards Troy Maharis. Or Mark Pade, as Jason Stein was... Well, the umpire's got no idea. He's just called play on from a mark.
He did. Because he kicked a point, it wasn't an advantage, was it?
Well, you can't get advantage from mark.
No, no.
It's got to be a free kick.
So the ball will have to come back to Troy Maharis.
This is good television. What's this mean?
That's advantage. So the ball back at half forward with Troy Maharis.
Now this will take a good kick.
Who's kick one from the opposite side, half forward flank. Closest to us. So now he's on the outer side at Godfrey Street side. He'll line up for goal from 50 out. He's kicked one goal. And Thomson have kicked 7. So this is for goal number 8 in the first term. He comes in, lines it up. It's going to hold up in the breeze. And he's got the distance okay in the end, but the accuracy way off, in fact, and out of bounds on the full. So Morris Stevenson in the last line of defence for the Eagles to clear the ball.
Message in that, Laurie, for team. Surely they've got to play from the...
well, you can't miss from out here and you can't kick from out there. So that's what's that tell you, Eric?
Yeah. Any worthwhile coach would be mentioning that, I think.
So Stevenson from the right back pocket for the Eagles. Drives it long towards the half back flank. Lovell over the back. Oakley, big thump away towards Stone. Inboard, gets a right foot kick in towards the teeth of goal. But now Steele can break free for the Eagles and go long. Outboard towards Shorty Peters, who takes the mark and takes a bounce on centre wing. Now taps it on the ground. Still got it. Tries to bring it back inboard to Michael O'Leary. He goes for the long right foot kick towards brother Sean. Is out like the Cracker brothers, these two. And he's hit Sean right on the chest, and he's taken the mark 35 metres out. No trouble with the... Well, he's chipped it over the top.
Why wouldn't you?
And taking the mark is Duncan Miles, who's 15 metres closer. Still on a fairly acute angle, but only 20 metres out.
Might be a worse angle, really.
But I mean, that's being critical, Eric. That is poor defence, though. I mean,
yes.
It's all right to run forward and enjoy your... time up on the forward line. You've got to pick your men up when you go back as well.
So Duncan Miles comes in 20 metres out. Oh, look at the wind, hold that up. But I think it's pretty good. Looks good off the boot. And he's put it through for his second goal. And the third for East Geelong. They go to 3-1-19. They trail Thomson. 7-3-45. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 27.5 minutes played.
So that productive 13 minutes for Thomson is probably going to prove pretty ominous for East Geelong, Laurie. They'll take a bit of getting back.
Well, it will, Eric. They've got to see what Thomson have done. If they can get out in this quarter, in the next quarter into this part of the ground, maybe they can put a few on the board as well. But that was a pretty important goal for East. They needed that one desperately.
Yeah, Breed in the ruck there for East Geelong, but Oakley not only gets the tap, he does his own roving. Can't get away, unfortunately. He's tackled by Breed, brought to ground, and the umpire will have a secondary ball up adjacent to the centre circle. So a big number of players now in the square. Breed uses his body there to get the tap down for East Geelong. Running onto the footy there is Barnett. Runs inside 50 off the left foot. Has had a... well, the wind's really held it up. Camerotto almost took the mark. Looking for the crumbs is Sean O'Leary. Runs round the...
goal, no point.
He just hooked it a little bit too far, but... that exemplified what you were talking about before the game. Laurie, Camerotto and O'Leary. O'Leary crumbing and gets a behind. 3-2-20 is East Geelong. They trail Thomson 7-3-45 Victory Trophies. First quarter scoreboard, almost 29 minutes gone.
So Yates from fullback for Thomson. Called to play on now. From fullback he goes with the right foot kick towards half back. In front McLeod. Can't take the mark. Pushed away by Peters. Through his hands towards Michael O'Leary. He's wrapped up, loses the football. Great tackle. It was Stone. Advantage paid. Gets it away to McLeod on centre wing. High kick towards centre half forward. Stevenson from behind Worry. Stood his ground. Got one over the shoulder. And we'll take the free kick.
Oh, he might have got a bit more than the free kick, I think, too.
So Marty Worry at half forward.
Been a handy play for him this quarter.
Yes. I think he's been a handy pickup for them, Laurie, in overall.
So 2 goals, 2 he's kicked in the first term, but a difficult kick from here outside 50. We saw Troy Mahara struggle with the accuracy, trying to get the extra distance a couple of minutes ago. We'll see how Marty Worry goes. Close to siren time, 4-quarter time. He comes in now. Right foot kick close to the man on the mark, and once again, he's given it everything he's got, and with the quest for distance, he's once again missed it to the far side, 1 behind. So 2 goals, 3 his personal tally. They go to 7-4-46 Thomson, and they lead East Geelong 3-2-20. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, 30 minutes played.
So Stenhouse now kicks in for East Geelong. Oh, he's gone long. It's going to land very close to the centre wing. At the back of the pack, the ball is taken for East. Handball to Peters, who's running. He's had a bounce. Now he's looking for some support. Hasn't got it. Handball straight to Johnny Mitchell. Mitchell to Stone. And Stone of Thomson now back into the full forward area. Hood crumbing at the front of the pack. Worry running onto the... a rush behind by the East Geelong defence, and very, very fortunate because there were Thomson players everywhere descending upon the footy, but it's forced through. 7-5-47 Thomson. Lead East Geelong 3-2-20. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard, ticking just to 31 minutes now.
Stenhouse to the outer side, looking for Breed. Michael O'Leary's there as well. He takes the mark at half back. A couple of leads up the ground. One from Jones, one from Lovell. Goes towards half forward now. Jones, Baxter there also, and taking the mark in the front was Peters. So I don't think he'll handball this time.
Wasn't a hanger, but it was a nice mark.
He might kick it from centre wing. He's called to play on now, so he handballs it to McLeod. It's okay. Oh, kick was terrible off the boot. Falls into the arms of Intervong at half forward. He goes with a terrible right foot kick towards Camarado. Got Breed on his outside. The big ruckman can run inside 25 metres out and miss. For 1 behind to the big ruckman. So they go to 3-3-21 East Geelong. And they trail Thomson 7-5-47. Victory Trophy's first quarter scoreboard. 32 minutes played.
Laurie Camarado did the team thing, fed the handball out, but he perhaps had to pick the wrong guy.
Yeah, well, he probably had time to probably steady just a little bit more, Eric, but it is pretty blustery out there, and we can't be too critical of it, I suppose.
Oh, Forbes has done the kick in, and it's landed at centre wing, the big torpedo, and off hands Oakley doing the roving there. Has picked up the footy, gone to half forward, where Steen playing half forward flank, and, well, it's Thomson players calling for out on the full off the boot of Michael O'Leary there, but the central umpire has helped the boundary umpire out and said it's out of bounds. So ball lodged beneath one of the spectators' motor vehicles as the boundary umpire now retrieves the footy. 33 minutes gone. We've had a few goals, but I don't know whether it's that long a quarter. The ball comes in. The back of the pack there, Shane Stone waits it beautifully, looking for and finding Peter Anderson, and he actually held his lead back pretty well, Laurie, realising the ball was going to sort of drop with the breeze. He basically kept his opponent behind him, and then at the last moment lunged forward to take the chest mark. So
it was a bit of good judgment, actually. He read it nicely.
So Stenhouse is 30 metres out directly in front, and Peter Anderson very, very late in the first quarter for Thomson, the opportunity to extend their lead. Moves in, right footer. Puts the ball off the inside. That is missed everything by a fortnight. Laurie, I think he might have an appointment Tuesday. That was an appalling kick from the full forward, out of bounds on the full 5 metres from the behind post.
That was a Brett Hardy.
So the ensuing free kick now has gone to Steele. He goes across the face of goal and found Stenhouse for East. He's gone long. Mark will be paid, and it's McLeod for East Geelong on the 50-metre arc. The defensive arc for East. Kicks back into the corridor now. Up high is Shane Stone. Up and down too soon. Can't get the footy. Good pick up there by Highland. Handball over the top to Nick Maharis. He's looking for Timmy Gardner. 1 out against 2. Does very, very well as the siren sounds at 34.5 minutes in the first quarter. It is quarter time. The Victory Trophy's quarter time scoreboard shows Thomson 7-5-47 leading East Geelong 3-3-21.
The goal kickers at quarter time for Thomson, 2 to Marty Worry and singles to Shane Stone, Troy Maharis, Nick Maharis, Peter Anderson and Tim Gardner, while for East Geelong 2 to Duncan Miles and a single to Sean O'Leary. It's 26 points of difference at quarter time. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter action. For Matchday Live coverage this afternoon of Thomson and East Geelong round 4 on 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.